Hey everyone, happy Halloween. We got a little random battle here with my friend Elpresidente. We decided to do like a little Halloween special, basically just a battle with a bunch of Halloween themed Pokemon, or just funny Pokemon in general. So here it is, it was a lot of fun. I start off with my Crobat, and he starts off with his Ursaring, because there's always that one creepy guy that goes as Petal Bear for Halloween. And he's gonna go for the facade as I go for the hypnosis, and of course I miss. Even with wide lens, hypnosis will never hit. And he's gonna get his toxic orb now, and I'm gonna U-turn into my Miss Magius to try and dodge the facade, hoping that he went for that. And basically, since this is just sort of a fun team, I don't really have anything to switch into to take hits from this thing. And I'm basically gonna substall this thing until it dies of the toxic. Which I know is lame, but this thing would have swept my entire team if I didn't. And basically, I'm just happy he didn't have Burn Orb. And he's just going to keep going for the Night Slashes to break my substitutes because there's really nothing that he can switch into either because these are just fun teams. They really have no structure at all. It was still a lot of fun though. And he basically doesn't want me to get the free switch, or free sub, not free switch. And I basically don't want to get hit by this thing. So I'm just going to keep subbing down until I can kill it with a Thunderbolt. So stall wars are pretty fun. And finally the end of the first stall war. There aren't that many of them actually. But anyway, after this he's going to go into his I'm Batman. And when I saw I'm Batman, I sort of thought it was a Gliscor or a Crobat, but it's an Ariados. And I didn't even know this thing could learn Shadow Sneak. I thought it could only learn Sucker Punch, so I went for a substitute, and it turned out to be terrible on my part. And I'm going to switch out and go into my Crobat because it resists both of its stabs, so pretty good switch. And he's going to switch out into his Dusclops named Boob Hands, and I just kind of have nothing to do to this thing except sleep it and taunt, so it doesn't Will-O-Wisp me, but yeah. Because Dusclops is still a pretty bulky Pokemon, and I'm going to go for the U-turn, and he goes back into Batman to resist that. Because he hasn't seen my full moveset, but he knows I have Roost. And I'm going to go into my Houndoom, and I'm pretty sure he's going to switch, because it's a Houndoom. And I'm going to go for the Nasty Plot, and he sends in his Munchlax, because there's always that one little fat kid that goes to houses multiple times in the same costume. And no, I don't know that from experience. So I'm just going to go for the Dark Pulse, and even a +2 Dark Pulse still doesn't do that much to a Munchlax. Wow. Because he's still pretty bulky. And it's not even a 2-hit KO, but I just wanted to stay in and get damage on this. And Body Slam is a 2-hit KO on Houndoom. And that crit didn't matter at all. I think Houndoom has like base 50 defense or something. So I'm going to go into Garugabash, and I'm just going to do what Honchkrow is doing, go for the Brave Bird. And that'll take out the Munchlax. And he's going to go into his Gengar, and he said that he forgot about Sucker Punch, so I'm actually going to be able to take this out with one hit. So, yeah. And he's going to go back into his Boob Hands, and I'm going to switch out and go into my Sableye because this is a fun battle, so we both wanted to show all of our Pokemon. And I'm going to go for the Nightshade, and it looks to be like a 3-hit KO, and he's still sleeping. Going to go for the Nightshade again. And he's going to trick me. And I thought at first he was going to trick me a choice item, but he actually tricks me an Iron Ball, which is still pretty annoying. But I do actually have Sucker Punch on this thing. So I was hoping to get that off, but he's going to switch into his knock towel, and he's going to set up a reflect, and I'm going to wisp it just to get residual damage, but I miss, and he toxics me. So that's pretty annoying. But luckily I do hit with it this time, although really no point in burning a special attacker, but I still went for it anyway. And he's gonna switch out, and he's gonna go into his Batman. And my Sucker Punch failed, even though it wouldn't have done anything. And at this point, I really didn't know what this thing was gonna do, because I don't know anything about Ariados, and he sets up an agility, so I thought maybe it was a baton passer, but yeah, once again, I know nothing about this Pokemon. And Sableye still does resist poison, so I'm just going to stay in as he bug bites and I Nightshade, just to try and wither this thing down. The Reflect wears off, but it doesn't matter too much because I have Nightshade, which does a guaranteed amount of damage for those of you that don't know. And Toxic Poison is just withering me away. And I believe I go down after this turn. Poison Jab is not very effective, but I'm still going to go down to Toxic. So we both actually go down. He goes down to his burn. Oh wait, no. Wow. I can't even see his health bar. He's just going to get a Shadow Sneak off as I go for the Ice Shard. He was actually faster than me after the agility, which we were both surprised because I think Ariados has like base 40 speed. And he's going to go back into his Noctowl, and I'm going to switch out because I want this battle to last as long as it can because it was really fun, as he just goes for an Air Slash. And as I sent in this Crobat, I realized I really have nothing to do to this Noctowl, mainly because my only attack is U-turn. So I'm just going to go for the Roost and get my health back. And he sets up a Reflect, I believe. So yeah, he sets up the Reflect, and actually I'm going to go for a U-turn here to go into my Honchkrow. And I get a crit on this U-turn, which I didn't think mattered at the time, but looking back on it, I think it did, because I send in my Honchkrow, and I go for a superpower, and I think he might have been able to live it if I didn't get the crit. I'm not really sure because I don't know Noctowl's defense, but superpower is unstabbed, so I'm not really sure. But it looks like Honchkrow wins this bird war for now. So he goes back into the Dusclops, and I'm gonna go for the superpower, just to like make this battle go on even longer because it was a lot of fun. And he's just gonna Will-O-Wisp me, and that's actually gonna take me out, I believe. No. Yeah, I think he takes me out with a Shadow Sneak right here. Yeah. Poor Garuga Mesh. Not even your awesome hat could have saved you that time. And I go into my Mismagius here, and I wasn't paying attention to my health. Either that, or I didn't want it grabbing my Mismagius's buoys. So I'm going to switch out to my Weavile, and the Shadow Sneak's not very effective. And I'm just going to go for a Night Slash, and that's the end of our Halloween 2010 battle. So thanks everyone for watching, happy Halloween, and as a random little question of the day, post what you went for Halloween. I didn't dress up this year, but bye guys.